What is up with these Pokemon protagonists? Do they even have personalities? Are they simply blank slate characters for us to project ourselves onto, like the developers intended? Or is there something more to them? Why does Red only speak in mobile games? Today, we're going to learn some facts about all the Pokemon protagonists, which is going to be interesting because I literally know nothing about them, apart from the fact that they're all prodigies for some reason. They're all so good. Oh my goodness, what an intro. This is a video from JPR. Absolute legend. You should be subscribed because JPR releases Pokemon-related videos every single week, and they're all fabulous. Now let's settle in and learn, shall we?
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. It's JP.
Ooh, unfortunate. It is 2 p.m. in the UK as I'm recording this video. That is quite unfortunate. A swing and a miss there, JPR. I'm sorry.
Yarn, welcome back to another video. It's a darn good thing you're able to read the title, so I don't have to explain what this video is about. Here are some cool facts about every Pokemon protagonist, in the core series at least. My apologies to all Lucy Fleetfoot fans from Pokemon Troze.
Wait, what was that? Lucy Fleetfoot? What kind of name is Fleetfoot? Actually, to be fair, that's kind of a sick name. I envy people that have really sick second names. Like, obviously, don't dox yourself, but what's the coolest second name that you've ever heard of? I've heard of people called Frost, and I'm like, that's sick. Imagine being like, hello, Mr. Frost. I'm like, yes, that is my name. Oh, man, that would be sick.
Naturally, we have to start with the one who started it all, Red. One of the most alluring parts of Red's charming personality is how strongly silent he is, which is why many people freaked out a couple years ago when Red seemingly uttered his first words in Pokemon Masters.
3 words. Words are unnecessary. Well, you've ruined it now, haven't you? You've just bloody said things.
But the truth is, Red has actually spoken a handful of times throughout Pokemon's history. The first time is a bit ambiguous, as it happens when you speak to the copycat in Saffron City, where she states, "Hi, do you like Pokemon? No, I just asked you." Huh? You're strange. This seemingly implies that Red is the one initiating the question and Copycat is repeating it back to him.
Oh, what? So he goes around and says, "Hi, do you like Pokemon?" Like, that seems a bit lame. No wonder he doesn't have any friends. No wonder he chooses not to speak so often. He's a bit weird, a bit socially anxious, I'd say. Which is okay, Red, because I am too.
Time is, funnily enough, a weird translation goof. In the Spanish version of Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver, anytime a trainer uses an item, the trainer actually says, "I'm going to use insert item here."
Oh, wait, they say that? Oh, I never knew that. I guess it's not really supposed to be like that. It just says, like, they have used this item.
The usual trainer used a potion, or whatever it is. And since Red uses full restores during his battle on Mount Silver, this means that Red speaks during the battle.
I suppose this technically makes sense, right? If you're in a battle, you should say, "Oh, I'm going to use a potion now." In fact, you probably shouldn't get in the way of the battle at all, unless it's like a really long-range potion that you can squirt from, like, a 15, 20, 25 feet away, so you're not in the thick of it, everybody knows. Thinking about it, it does seem quite dangerous to get in the middle of a potential hyper beam clash. To be like, "Oh, just need to squirt a little potion here." Actually, why are potions allowed to be used in battles at all? Because it's an RPG. It's an RPG made for children, so of course you can heal your Pokemon during the battle.
In Spanish, but it's better than nothing. In Pokemon Masters EX, Red speaks in 3 different scenarios. The first is during his Sync Pair story after you first teamed up with him, where he tells Flint words are unnecessary when explaining his bond with Charizard. He speaks once again in the final chapter of the Pokemon Masters League arc, where during the finals he tells the player, "I accept your challenge," and afterwards says, "Congratulations, you won."
Okay, that's kind of, if the only words someone says is, "I accept your challenge," I mean, that has a certain aura about it. I do like that. Saying words are unnecessary defeats the points. We know if words are unnecessary, because clearly you haven't needed to use them for the last 29 years of the Pokemon's existence. But his only phrase being, "Yes," or not even yes, just "I accept your challenge." And then that's it. That'd be pretty sick.
Thoughts are also heard just before the battle as he thinks, "Blue, Leaf, let's win this together." His final line of dialogue was during the Blazing Battle with Ash event, where upon seeing Ash win a tournament against many other trainers from Passio, Red states, "I'll be waiting." He also speaks quite a bit in the Super Smash Bros. Series where he's known as Pokemon Trainer, but I hesitate to include that.
Smash canon, we can't include that. I don't remember in Pokemon canon where Little Mac ever punched a Squirtle in the face.
As for Red's female counterpart Leaf, her origins are extremely interesting. The first incarnation of her design appeared on the cover of the Pokemon Red and Green Strategy Guide from 1996. According to Ken Sugimori, who drew the cover art, he says that the female trainer was never intended to be a playable character. Rather, he just decided that he wanted to show a trio of trainers battling to go along with the 3 starter Pokemon. Illustrator Emiko Yoshino
So it's just like a random person. You have like the two main characters standing there and then
would
go.
then adapt the design in her cover art for Pokemon Craft DX, which was a Japanese exclusive magazine that would teach kids how to make Pokemon out of paper. From there, she would go on to be.
That's her origin? She's in a crafting book? You know what? Props for creativity. That's brilliant, Leaf. I'm glad for you.
In the Pokemon Adventures manga, fittingly using Squirtle, who she was illustrated with in Ken Sugimori's initial artwork.
Isn't, in the anime, Gary's the one that picks Squirtle, though, isn't it? That's interesting that they change things up. Also, she's called Leaf and uses Squirtle, so what's up with
Later
that?
in 2004, Sugimori stated that he did decide to use green as a basis for Leaf, although at the time of her designing, she was not yet given an official name. Moving into Generation 2, and speaking of characters with multiple names, Ethan has had quite a few.
Oh, Ethan. I know nothing about Chris.
According to the Gen 2 game manuals, in Pokemon Gold, his name is Gold. In Pokemon Silver, his name is Silver. And in Pokemon Crystal, his name is Chris. But spelled...
Wait, just Chris? Wait, is it Chris? Wait. So there's a female Chris and a male Chris? Is going to be C-R-I-S? Is that what it's going to be?
C-H-R-I-S, not K-R-I-S, like his female counterpart.
Yeah, they have the exact same name.
These manuals are actually Japanese exclusive, but we can determine the spelling based on the default name options given to you at the beginning of Pokemon Crystal. In the anime, he has a counterpart named Jimmy, who is actually...
Jimmy! Wait, no, that's his name. That's his name in the Chronicles anime. I totally forgot his name was freaking Jimmy. He's sick, though. He has a Typhlosion, like they hunt Raikou. The Chronicles anime series, I remember watching it vividly for some reason. Really cool.
A different name during the Johto League conference arc, where Vincent refers to him as Yoshi. But...
Yoshi?
Jimmy, Yoshi, regardless of his...
Maybe that's like a nickname they have for him.
He's technically not even Ethan. Because the real deal does show up in the intro of Zoroark Master of Illusions.
Oh, wait, maybe they just have maybe they're just twins. Or maybe they just look similar.
And this is confirmed through the Japanese DVD art gallery, which refers to him as Hibiki, Ethan's Japanese name. And of course, in the manga, he is once again Gold, which is why the fanbase primarily called him that until Heart Gold and Soul Silver would finally assign him his true identity
as Hot.
Ethan. As for the real Chris being the first female protagonist and the first protagonist to be introduced mid-generation, there's actually an odd quirk where when you go into the Cable Club playing as Chris, your appearance will actually change to look like Ethan instead.
Oh my god, they trans her.
Since her sprites don't exist in Gold and Silver. Similar...
Oh, I know, that actually makes sense. The sprites don't exist straight up. I always wondered why they replaced Chris with the other Lyra, the Lyra female character in Heart Gold Soul Silver. Because, like, Chris's design is pretty sick. I guess maybe it's too similar to Claire's design. That's why they changed it.
Things occur in later generations. For instance, if you're playing as Ethan in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, then your friends battling against you in Platinum will see you as Lucas. But what makes this specific case different...
Oh, that's so weird. It's literally the design from Diamond and Pearl as well.
...is that Chris changes to Ethan on your own screen, making it the only time your player could completely change to another. And this still happens even if both players have Pokemon Crystal version.
It's very forward-thinking for the time.
It's just the default sprite used for all scenarios. Lyra, meanwhile, is the first protagonist to outright replace a previous protagonist, but the Pokemon Adventures manga actually does something quite clever to preserve the canon. Basically amalgamating Chris and Lyra into one character named Crystal.
They fuse her together. Oh my god, they did the fusion dance from Dragon Ball. They made a Gotenks.
Rather than replacing Crystal with a new character when the Heart Gold and Soul Silver chapter started releasing, instead Crystal simply begins wearing Lyra's clothes, due to her mother forcing her
Oh wait, that's actually super cute.
against her will.
Wait, okay, forces her against her will? It's like a hat. I mean, come on, it's not that bad.
I feel like would have just been the logical solution to begin with, but what do I know?
Why doesn't she just, like, go to a shop? Why does she have to be forced against her will? She could be just like, oh my god, I really want, like, a new cool outfit for this new adventure. And then she goes and gets like, a nice hat.
In the anime, though, Lyra has the distinction of being the only female protagonist that is shown to have won a gym badge, or in her case, 2. Brendan...
The only one? Damn, that's tough.
...is another protagonist that faces somewhat of an identity crisis, as promotional material frequently has...
Anyone else think this guy has a really bad hairline? I just don't trust that hat. It's a very odd hat, and it's really far forward. Trust me, I know something about bad hairlines.
I'm flipping back and forth between the names Brendan and Landon, because land and sea. Haha, Hoenn, right? Get it? Anyway, in the Pokemon trading figure game, yeah, that was a thing, you bet.
The trading figure game? Oh my god, they dipped their hands into bloody everything, didn't they?
Brendan has 3 different figures with 3 different names. The first figure is named Brendan, but oddly is colored blue instead of using his normal color palette, which was reserved for the second figure, once again named Landon. And finally, the third
Landon kind of makes sense because land, ground, Groudon, the red version, Ruby. Okay, that one makes sense.
figure using his emerald appearance is named Sean, once again.
Sean? Okay, I can't think of a reason why they would want to do that. Not that Sean's a bad name. Sean's a totally fine name.
Sea motif. In the anime, Mei is one of, if not the most successful of Ash's companions, winning more ribbons on screen than anybody else, and she has won a contest in every region where she has competed. Unfortunately,
I love that Bulbasaur, by the way. The Bulbasaur with the heart is adorable.
Mei and her little brother Max were the only companions to never reunite with Ash during his final stint in Pokemon Journeys.
You know what? I don't miss Max. Mei was cool. I do not miss Max whatsoever.
Being relegated to simple flashbacks and cameo appearances. This, unfortunately, is most likely the Mei's Japanese voice actress retiring from voice acting due to illness in 2012.
Oh, that's a shame. I mean, they could have gotten someone that sounded quite similar to replace. I mean, it's not uncommon whatsoever, especially in a series that is 29 years old now. It would make sense to, get someone else to do it, but I get it.
With a replacement actress never being cast, Mei was sadly never able to make a fully fledged return following the Diamond and Pearl series.
That's a shame.
As a bonus fact for both Brendan and Mei, if they are selected as the player character, then they originally came from Olivine City in Johto.
Wait, what? Whoa, I did not know that. They came from Olivine, specifically? I wonder why Olivine. How do you know that?
As confirmed by Norman in Black 2 and White 2, where he states during the World Tournament, I moved from Olivine City to Petalburg City and became stronger. I may not be able to help.
Okay, wow, they moved from Olivine to Petalburg? Okay, so Johto and Hoenn are they're still within Japan, so it would just be like a cross-country move more than anything else.
Become stronger, but I can help you learn more about Pokemon. Just hit that subscribe button to stay in the loop for more great videos.
But I already have
and
JPR.
It makes me feel good, so why not? In
But I've already
Pokemon
done
Masters,
it.
Lucas is one of the few player characters to outright be confirmed to not be a player character. Yeah, this version of Lucas is actually Professor Rowan's assistant, which only occurs when Dawn is chosen as the playable character. However,
So canonically, Dawn, or at least canonically as far as Pokemon Masters EX goes, Dawn is the canon player character. You know what? I kind of dig that. I like Dawn. I like Dawn's whole design. I think it's really, really cool. But that does mean that Lucas went out and called himself a Dialga. How did he get one of those? Bro, he's been on a journey of his own.
He oddly does possess an Infernape in some NPC battles, which is strong against Dawn's Torterra and weak to Barry's Empoleon, so the trio doesn't quite make sense.
I kind of like the Sinnoh trio because they are all good against each other. Like, you got Empoleon that's a steel type that... Oh, wait, Empoleon kind of gets screwed on this, actually. Empoleon is weak to both of them. Empoleon's weak to fighting, and Empoleon's weak to ground. Poor Empoleon. Empoleon did not deserve that, but Steel is a really good... Steel Water is a great typing regardless, so... I mean, generally, fantastic.
As he pairs up with Dialga, he's one of only 2 protagonists whose default partner Pokemon is a legendary, with Gloria being the other who has Zacian.
I'm sorry, why does he just get a Dialga then? Where did he find this?
Dawn is tied with Lucas as the youngest protagonist with a confirmed age at 10 years old.
Oh, they're 10? Okay. I don't know. I imagine them being 12, 13. I know that the black and white ones are supposed to trend older, 15 or something like that, because it was a soft reboot, and we got age up because player base is aging up, but
she is also the shortest
they kind of went back on that afterwards.
Protagonist in the series at 4 foot 6 inches, or
4 foot 6 inches. That is oh my god, that is tiny.
137 centimeters for my international audience. And she is also the lightest at 75 pounds or 34 kilograms.
My god, these trainers are tiny.
Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl also include a neat Easter egg, where after you enter the Hall of Fame 10 times, you can battle against Dawn in Sandgem Town, where she'll use a fully evolved version of her anime team, only replacing Pachirisu with Bellossom. But you will only get this reference if your starter Pokemon...
Hold on, why would you replace Pachirisu? That thing is a world champ.
Pokemon was Turtwig. If you chose Piplup or Chimchar, she'll have completely different teams. Until Akari and Ray came along.
That is such a weird little tidbit. All right, I mean, that's cool, I suppose.
Hilda and Hilbert were the oldest confirmed Pokemon protagonists at 14 years old.
Oh, they're 14. I thought they were 15. Okay.
Though originally they were designed to be 16, which I suppose would be their ages anyway in Black 2 and White 2. Speaking of those games, although Hilbert and Hilda do not appear, they originally were meant to be battled in the Pokemon World Tournament, as there's still leftover dialogue in the game's coding. Unlike the Memory Link...
I always think that battling the other protagonists of the previous game is a really, really cool trope that they need to use more.
Which changes their names to whatever you name them in Black and White. Here their names are hard-coded as Hilda and Hilbert. So it's possible this wasn't connected to the Memory Link in any way. Nate is a tail...
Oh my god, if they had a memory link where you could get your genuine team from Black and White and battle it, that would be so sick.
Two protagonists in his many incarnations. In Pokemon Masters, he's a relatively underpowered unit that uses Braviary of all things, instead of a starter Pokemon or legendary like every other protagonist not named Callum.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Why does... I mean, wait, did they give him a Braviary just because it's the America Pokemon and he's the American trainer? Is that literally the only reason? That might actually be the only reason. I can't think of why they wouldn't give it a starter.
But in the manga, Nate, or Blake as he's called there, is an undercover agent of the International Police who owns several mythical Pokemon, including Genesect, Keldeo, and for a short time, Victini.
What? Jesus Christ. All right, chill out. Wait, I'm sorry. Isn't he supposed to be like 16? He's an undercover police offizer at 16 years old.
Rosa is pretty much...
Are they riding a Genesect? Hold on, wait. They're riding Genesect like a Zinch board?
And for a short time, Victini.
I always knew these Pokemon trainers were Chaos Worshippers.
Rosa is pretty much the opposite. In Pokemon Master, she's practically the mascot of the entire game. It's formed a sync pair with 4 different Pokemon, including Serperior, Delibird, Shaman, and Duat.
Oh, okay. One definitely stands out as different here. So we have Duat, Serperior, Shaman, and Delibird. Shady, what are you doing over there?
Meanwhile, in Adventure, she's actually an X-Team Plasma Grunt of all things. Callum is the only character in...
Hold on, we're just gonna gloss over that? She works for Team Plasma? I was gonna say, oh, why is Team Plasma recruiting children? That's crazy. Then I realized, oh yeah, they're the evil ones. That does make sense, actually. It doesn't really stop at child labor, does it?
Pokemon X and Y who can possess the title of Grand Duke once all trainers in the Battle Chateau have been defeated. This is because the only other trainer of that rank is Diantha, who is a Grand Duchess. So unfortunately for Serena, she cannot be the only one. But Serena does get the last laugh as she is confirmed to be the canon Kalos protagonist in Pokemon Masters EX, and currently has not 1, but 2 Master Fair sync pairs formed with her Greninja and Zygarde.
Oh, that's pretty solid. Isn't it crazy that AZ's running a hotel now? Like, that's... what? Oh, also, that outfit is sick.
All of Serena's counterparts are notable for their focus on clothing and fashion, as she sports 4 different appearances in Pokemon Masters, is the only character to permanently change looks during her arc of the anime, and her manga counterpart Y does the same thing with her hair. Once again deferring to Pokemon Masters for Elio and Celine, they actually both cannot...
It is crazy how much Pokemon Masters has expanded the lore of all these characters that just did not have any lore previously.
Do the thing where they just zone out and stare at people for uncomfortably long amounts of time, referencing their lack of facial animations in Sun and Moon.
Wait, that's actually kind of funny. No, they have some self-awareness here. No, I do love that. I can't believe they did that so much in Sun and Moon. Like, some reality calamity explosion would happen off in the distance, and they're just kind of like staring at them, like with a big smile on their face, like, yeah, that's awesome, great.
Which I have to admit is a hilarious way of addressing a problem. Another detail that's quite funny is that Celine has no clue that Professor Kukui is the Masked Royal, but Elio does, although he just pretends that he doesn't. Chase and Elaine.
Oh my god, are these even characters?
I got nothing, sorry.
There's nothing about these characters. Nothing at all. I don't even know why they made new characters for that game.
In the initial trailer for Pokemon Sword and Shield, the number on Victor's jersey was 227. A reference to Pokemon Day, which is February 27th, which also happened to be the day that Sword and Shield was revealed on in 2019.
Smart.
In Pokemon Evolutions, when Victor fights Leon, the number on his jersey is 25, referencing the 25th anniversary of Pokemon.
Again, pretty smart. Oh my god, that Leon is so detailed.
And in the manga, his jersey number is 808, which references
808. 880.
This is August 8th when the Pokemon Adventures manga first released in Japan. Gloria and
Oh, wait, it looks like... Wait, what's the 303 reference in them? It's my favorite number.
The first sync pair based on protagonists that not only included a legendary, but were also available for a limited time. At least when not counting alternate outfits. She is confirmed to be the protagonist of the Galar region games here, as she not only possesses Zacian, but her and Hop also reference the events of the Darkest Day and fighting against Eternatus.
This character has been eternally ruined. Eternal, get it. by the fact that there was that Scottish meme when the game was first revealed. So everyone just put on like a really, really terrible Scottish accent, and they just made fun of it the entire time. So I can't look at Gloria without thinking about the really bad Scottish accent. Oh my god, people really played that one out, didn't they?
Ray and Akari. I was kind of debating to even put these two in the video, since for all we...
I think these are really interesting characters, because if you look at it from like a character point of view, these were children that were cast back in time by God themselves in order to fix some issue that happened in the past. But let's think, if you got cast back in time and were forced to do this, taken away from your home, your family, everything you've ever known, because, you know, you're some kind of prodigy from the future that really knows how to handle Pokemon well, wouldn't that scar you? Wouldn't you have some kind of mental breakdown? If I got cast back to Victorian England now, well, I'd be dead within days probably, but I'd also have like a mental breakdown. How am I supposed to survive in that time?
The ones we play as could just be Dawn and Lucas, but I'd probably get more blowback for not including them, so hey, here we are. Anyway, as of making this video, Ray and Akari are the only protagonists in Pokemon with some degree of voice acting. A very slight degree of voice acting.
Yeah, it's just like when you roll, it's like, ha, ha. Yeah, it's like Zelda. I'm sorry, not Zelda. It's like Link voice acting.
Just grunts and breathing. I tried to make this one more interesting by looking up their voice actors so I could possibly be like, hey guys, did you know that Akari and Jotaro are voiced by the same person?
That would actually be sick.
But the truth is, it looks like these are the only roles these voice actors have ever had, so...
Why? It's gotta be someone who just works at the office. And Junichi Masuda was like, hey, can you quickly come over here and just like grunt into a microphone for a bit? I'd appreciate that. Don't ask why. It's for my special collection.
Oh well. And lastly, Florian and Juliana. Yes, they have names.
The lamest characters of all, I have to say. Like, straight up, no riz, no aura.
I was equally surprised to find this out. They are the first protagonists where full customization is enabled from the very beginning of the game. And as such, unlike other protagonists, some of their features differ between pieces of official artwork. For instance, in some pieces, Florian is portrayed with black hair.
I just don't like the whole getup. The whole outfit is just, oh, I do not like it.
The usual brown, and Juliana can be seen with blue eyes in the artwork for the Teal Mask DLC. And that'll do it for today's video.
I can't believe you know what's funny is it feels like we kind of just got tricked into watching a Masters EX video. Isn't that crazy? Callum his face has never been shown in any animated media. Oh, that's tough. Red's new headcanon. Red's fluent in Spanish, but only knows yes or no in every other language. That's really funny. But like I said, please subscribe to JPR. His link is in the description, and maybe you can subscribe here while you're at it too. Maybe use code Patterrz at Gamersubs. Maybe you can use code Patterrz at Gamersubs, but that link's in the description too.